Hello, my name is Hannah. For my senior project, I did dog training, and my final requirement is to make a 10-minute video, basically going over the tips and tricks, the grooming, the dog training, what to do when you're first getting a puppy, all that good stuff. So to start off, this is Murphy. He's the dog that I've been training. I do have a couple treats just so he stays calm for the video. So to start off, we have some pre-puppy prep. So you need to make sure that you have a good food for them. They make specialized puppy foods so you should start them off on a puppy food instead of a normal food, just because they're higher in nutrition, and when you're a puppy you need more nutrition than you would if you were a bigger full-size dog, or unless they have a specialized food like a food allergy or whatever they have. Next, water. Obviously you can get that from the tap. Make sure you have a food and water bowl. Next is toys. Toys are always good, required, a necessity for puppies. They go through a teething stage just like babies do. So unless you want your couch chewed up, it's really necessary that you get them some toys. A collar and a leash. The collar, you can put a dog tag on it. It can have their name, it can have a phone number to call if the dog ever gets lost, runs away, and all that stuff. You can also put the rabies tag on it after they get their shots, which is also a necessity for puppies. They need their required shots, just to make sure they don't go rabid, basically, so they don't get sick. Puppies are really prone to worms, heartworms, especially. Almost all puppies get it when they're born, especially if they were born from a stray. If you find a puppy on the side of the road, you need to make sure you get them tested for heartworm, because it can really mess up the puppies later on, especially if it goes untreated. Next necessity for before you get the puppy is puppy pads, which brings me into my next point, potty training. So the puppy pads, you can put them in front of the back door, in front of the front door, wherever you take them out to go on a walk. You can put them by the water bowl, by the toys, just anywhere that the puppy can access them, so they know that's where they're supposed to go if they can't make it outside. Another point that I want to make is to make sure that if you are home and you don't feel like cleaning up puppy pads all the time, that you can take them on walks, or make sure you let them outside at least every hour and a half, because puppies do have smaller bladders and they don't know how to hold it, as well as bigger dogs who are potty trained know how to hold it. My next point is grooming. If you have a longer haired dog, grooming is necessary. If they get matted, they can cause them to weigh them down. It hurts really bad. You don't want your hair to get matted and weigh your head down. Make sure that you're brushing them regularly, especially if you have a dog like a husky or a German Shepherd or a golden retriever, especially dogs that shed a lot. If you don't brush them as often, it can also cause mats, and it can cause them to have to get shaved down. And I don't know if you've seen a shaved down German Shepherd, but it's not the best. You can take them to get groomed, which is easier on you. But if you have to do it yourself, you can get a bunch of stuff from your local pet store. Even Walmart has some stuff. You need to make sure that you're cleaning their ears, brushing their teeth, trimming their nails, especially if they have a jumping problem like this one. Their ears can get infected and it's not good. They'll throw a fit, they'll whine. It's not fun for you or the puppy. Their teeth, you don't want them to get a toothache, tooth infection. And personally, I don't like getting my fingers bit off, so they do have a teeth gel that you can just squirt in their mouths and it'll get all the bacteria out, and you don't have to go through the process of brushing their teeth. If you have a really good dog that doesn't get crazy when you try and put your fingers in their mouth, you can always brush your teeth. People have like a little rubber thing that you put on the tip of your finger, put some puppy toothpaste on it, and just kind of rub it up in there. There you go. And cutting if necessary, if they're a long-haired dog, if they're a golden doodle especially, you need to make sure that they're getting haircuts, because it's really hard to maintain after a while, which you can always visit your local groomer. They always do a really good job at making sure they're doing what's best for your dog, and then that's what they specialize in. So my next point is training. So it's very, very, very important that you get them into a class, or you get them to a park, or anything you can do to socialize them in between 12 and 16 weeks. If you don't, then they can become very aggressive towards other people, not necessarily towards you because they see you all the time, but if you ever want to take them to the pet store, you probably won't be able to if they weren't socialized as a puppy, just because they won't know what they're doing. They won't know how to respond to other dogs, other people. Basic commands. Some of the easiest ones are sit, down, stay. If you do plan on taking them places, walking on a leash is very important. It takes a long time and it takes some repetition, and it's harder if you do it by yourself and not through a trainer, but it is possible, and there are a bunch of really good websites out there to help you. I know specifically the American Kennel Club website. It's what I used for a little bit when I wasn't in classes, which really helped me with this little rascal right here. You can go through your local pet store. I went through Petco. My dad works there. I had great connections. I love the people that work there. My trainer was really great, and he really worked with me and Murphy, and it was a lot of fun. You can get the AKC test. You can take the test. A lot of people do towards the end of their training sessions. If your trainer is AKC certified, then he can give you the test. He or she can give you the test. Yeah, so you can always ask them whenever you go in, hey, are you certified? Can I take this test at the end of my classes? It's very, very, very beneficial. I do have some of the papers going over some of the tests. There's 10 different tests, and you work during the whole training process. You'll work strictly on these. If you want to go into more detailed, more advanced training skills, then you can, especially if your dog already knows a lot of them. Like when I went in, Murphy already knew how to sit, so we didn't really have to focus too much on that. But he didn't know how to do down. He didn't know how to stay. He wasn't bad on walking on a leash, but he wasn't good either. He didn't really pull, but he didn't stand in the right spot. He would cross up my legs a couple of times. So that's one of the tests. Supervised separation is one of them. Sitting politely for petting, reaction to another dog, a bunch of really important things that you need to learn and that your dog needs to learn, especially if you want to take them out in public. So a lot of the test criteria is basically not showing signs of aggression. So for supervised separation, reaction to another dog, reaction to distractions, and I think there's another one in here, accepting a friendly stranger, and sitting politely for petting. Those are a bunch of the easier tests, I would say, but if you don't get your dog socialized within the 12 to 16 weeks, then it is going to be a little bit harder to pass those just because your dog won't be used to them. So for this next portion, I'm going to attempt to do some of these commands with Murphy. He is feeling a little bit under the weather, but we will see exactly how he reacts to me. Come on, Murphy. Come on. Come here. Come here. Murphy, sit. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Murphy, sit. Sit. He's a little bit distracted by my shoes. He's not used to being in my room like this. I don't really let him in my room, but sit. Down. Good boy. So yeah, that's basically it for the video. Down. Lay down. Come here. That's basically it for the video. Like I said, make sure that they're socialized. Make sure that through the training process, you don't forget to give your dog attention and love. It's really important that you bond with your dog over this experience of training them and getting them get out of the video. With training them, getting them acclimated, because it will make it easier to work with them. They're very, very smart animals, and if you're just doing the same thing over and over again, they'll get bored, or if you're stressed out, they'll get stressed out. And you just need to make sure that you're reassuring them that they're doing a great job, that they're a good dog, a lot of those things. So that's it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed just as much as I did working with this big handsome fella. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for taking time out of your day for watching the video. And yeah.